Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech, the
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning.
good morning. We're here and in living color. So glad you're able to rock with us on this episode. If you have found any value in the conversations that we had, or just had a good time kicking it with us, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And there is a call-in show. This is a call-in show, so I just want to remind you, if you're brand new to this, that this is a call-in show. We're going to drop the link as we are talking about the first conversation. So go ahead and click that link. You don't have to show your face, especially if you have any warrants, but you can definitely call in and let us know your thoughts. And we're going to dive in right now to the conversation and take it from there. But
Not
first and
warrants.
foremost, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I said not warrants.
Not warrants. Please don't show your face. But you can let you know your thoughts be heard while you're on the run. We could go back to a conversation that we started last week regarding SpaceX and Cursor. What was in that deal there, or potential deal? And we're gonna dive right into that. But if you have any questions, let us know. And if you comment, we'll shout you out, just so you know as well. So we got OTT on the building.
What
Appreciate you
up?
as always. Thank you for rocking with us on this Monday morning. We definitely appreciate it. And we're going to talk
Mhm.
a bit more with everybody else who's in the chat. So go ahead, let us know if you're here, and we'll give you a shout out. But right, with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Trey so we can dive into our first topic here.
Yeah, man. $60 billion. How does that sound? 60 billion
With a
with a
B.
B. Yeah, yeah. Sounds pretty good. And yeah, so it's huge. We kind of brought it up last week, like you said. And so today we just wanted to kind of dig a little deeper into this 60 billion and what's going on with SpaceX and Cursor. So basically SpaceX, they got another deal, right? Go figure. But another deal, and it's with the AI coding startup Cursor. Now they have the rights to acquire the company for $60 billion later on this year. Or, so here's what they also could do. They could pay 10 billion for the work that they're building together. So, that's one of those things like, okay, do we do this or do we do that? I think they can win either way, but what's actually happening behind this deal? So, this is a $10 billion partnership, and the partnership is around AI for coding and knowledge work. So, not surprised, right? We know what Cursor does and what they're up to, and that's what that 10 billion's around. Cursor, they're bringing the AI coding layer, and SpaceX is bringing Colossus. Okay, now this is Elon's huge AI supercomputer. Now, Cursor, they now get access to one of the most powerful training, they call them training clusters, right, in the world. So now y'all can kind of see how this comes together. Like what business do they have together? Boom, there you go. And it shows you the power in collaboration. And you know, um, like they said in Undercover Brother, when good minds come together. But that one's a deep cut. You gotta really know that movie to see that one. But uh, in translation, when we talk about the most powerful training cluster and supercomputer, they're pairing software intelligence with just straight raw compute power. All right. Now, a little backstory on Cursor. If you don't know, they were built by Atmosphere, founded in 2022. Obviously, they're based in San Francisco, where all those people are. They raised over $3 billion, and they're one of the fastest growing AI tools, or AI growing tools in AI coding. And obviously, if you're anywhere in the vibe coding space, then you know that's what they're known for, is vibe coding, which is just writing code by saying what you want, just typing it in, and it's going to get it done for you. Now, why does this deal even matter? All right, SpaceX, what they've done is position themselves as more of a rocket company, right? So that's why I said, like, what do they have in common? What does coding and rockets have? That's why I said that. SpaceX, they're more rocket side. Hey, how can we launch a rocket and then bring it back down and use it again. This is a part of Elon's bigger plan to turn SpaceX into an AI company that's ahead of the IPO. Now, y'all know IPOs. This is when they hit the market, the stock exchange market. Money is thrown everywhere, everybody winning, but you got to make sure you do it right so that valuation can go up. So the IPO is targeting a $1.75 to $1.8 trillion valuation. I don't know if y'all know about valuations or anything like that, but this could literally be the largest IPO in history if it all falls into place. And knowing Elon, he know how to make that money. It probably will. So now we move over to the Microsoft side, right? This Microsoft angle. Microsoft, they looked at Cursor before this deal and they decided not to move forward. Meanwhile, they're pushing GitHub Copilot. So this could end up like if Cursor ends up winning, Microsoft missed the whole thing. They shot an air ball in front of the championship crowd. Okay. So we'll see what happens there. But the biggest shift in this and the biggest side is just AI. Y'all know, if you've been writing code or you've been thinking about it, AI is lowering the barrier to writing software. As people who don't know anything about software, coding is moving into intention. And then, you're just able to describe what you want and then AI can build it. And this is, this SpaceX deal is just going to add a better component on that. So what else did I have? Oh, okay. So right now, it could obviously a deal like this could end up reducing the need for traditional developers. I did want to say that because if you got one engineer that can do the work of 5 with AI, well, guess what? Companies are going to be trying that. And so, the thing is, we got to watch out for that. So we'll see. But obviously, the bottleneck moves from coding skills to problem solving skills. So we're going to see what ends up happening on that side of the space. And then fewer people can end up building more as we continue to move along. So I don't know. What do y'all think right now? What this means for you as individuals waiting? If you're learning the code and you need to use AI tools right now, obviously they're going to make theirs better. Cursor, Copilot, those are becoming the standard in this industry right now. Anything can happen as we move on. So, learn how to prompt code. That's going to help us as well when we're writing and building out code. If we learn how to do that, it's going to be good. But yeah, we'll see. And we got a comment, it says, Tech Coach Ralph said, from what I've seen, they just expect more work from those 5 engineers. Totally agree. I totally agree. So we're going to have to see if the engineers or are the people going to be up for that. It's like, yo, I'm doing this for you. Should I, do something on the side so that I don't have to do as much? Y'all slave driving me? And that might be the cost. And what we have coming up later in the show, you probably need to get on that, because you never know. Stuff is happening. Stuff is moving out here in these streets, and you never know what's going to happen. So, yeah. You're possibly right. But anyways, what do y'all think? Do y'all think AI coding tools are going to create more developers or replace them? That's obviously the question here. So we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. And the link has been dropped. So go ahead and call into the show. Again, if you have any warrants or if you owe some child support, don't show your face. But for everybody else, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. And if you want to share your face and just share your thoughts on this conversation. Great analogy from Tech Coach Ralph as well. Welcome to the show as well. Always. He said the air ball like Carl. He's like, well, give me the ball.
Yo,
and that did not happen.
That was one of the funniest joints, because you definitely thought he was like, the first time you watched that, you for sure thought he was gonna make it. Not really, but
everybody's upset.
Oh man.
But yeah,
real quick, one of my favorite parts in that episode What do? Pass the ball to
Wall.
Will.
The coach said,
Uh,
yeah, the coach is hilarious in that one.
yeah, he is. He really is.
Oh man. But yes, y'all, this was a good conversation. I think this is a great thing. First of all, let's go back to talk about Cursor for a second. I know one person who just got hired there now. I think I know why.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, he's like, oh, licking his chops right now, because if you think about this IPO potentially happening specifically with SpaceX, what this could mean for Cursor, it pushes them closer to their own IPO, right? And so they could basically say, hey, we made it. And they only have, according to LinkedIn, around 201 to 500 employees. So they don't have a lot of they could it's a definitely one that could allow for people that are there to like take advantage of it. That's why I'm only focusing on this, because we're seeing a lot of AI companies that started a year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, let's say for kicks and giggles a decade ago, and they're having these amazing opportunities here for people that are coming in to be a part of these stories where they could grow, expand, and then you could collect a good chunk of change in a shorter period of time. Back in the day, you had to wait a little bit longer, I feel like. But nowadays, it's like these AI companies are hitting 100 million ARR like yesterday.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
yeah. Well, I
I
wanted to
think
come.
you definitely had to wait a little longer if you were like a no-name person. Like maybe if you were, like Steve Jobs or, one of these other big names from back in the day, that it didn't take that long. But yeah, if you were like a startup, like one year, there's no way,
Yeah,
and
there's
not
no way.
and doing numbers. But anyways, continue, bro.
No, you're right. And the companies are getting people like we talked about it before. Base 44 CEO, $80 million buyout, and that into what was it, 9 months? I think altogether, 8 months. It was like it's like that. So these days, you could create something and really kind of put yourself in a position for a quick windfall. Tech Coach Ralph says also a story released the other day of how Cursor deleted a prod database in 9 seconds. Elon probably pushed that to drop the price during negotiations. It's like, hey, listen, look what you guys did. We got to talk about this price
I
tag that
could
we
see
have
that.
here, because 10 billion is a lot of money too. I mean, talking about 60 billion, right? That was a focus. That's a big money right there. But to pay 10 billion for the work they're building together, that's a lot. That's a lot of coins right there. It's a lot of ching ching. So that's a lot of things. So we definitely need to keep our eyes on this as well. Now, I want to throw it out to Tech Coach Ralph and others here. What do you think about? Do you think that Microsoft is going to be kicking a punch in the air about this, or do you think that they avoided possible troubles? What do they possibly see that kind of said, hey, you know what, we should probably back out of this. We shouldn't probably go ahead and invest or work with this particular deal here. Techo Drow says, I don't see a tool replacing the users of the tool. Absolutely, I agree with that. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to have the human in the loop, basically say, hey, how can we maximize the people that we have already without adding headcount? And I think that's going to be happening across the board. And that's why, one of the things we said was back in the day, it's not like AI will replace people, but that people that know how to use AI will replace people that don't know how to use AI. And this is, I think, a great example of it, because what they're going to do is say, who do we got right now? All right, we will keep y'all, but this is what you got to use. You got to figure this thing out. You got to work with Cursor, and we got to get you going and amplifying your output. And we're seeing it in business development. We're seeing it in various industries. If you call a large, I won't give them the name, but a large big box retailer, and you try to make an order, now they got a AI agent that you're speaking to, and some people are like, dang, this is actually better than the human experience. So they're leveraging all of those different things right now. So it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And people are, not saying they're completely expendable, but what we are seeing is that people are definitely like, you have to be like almost the cream of the crop right now to keep where you at. Otherwise, they're like, don't let the door hit you with the good Lord split you. So, were you gonna say something, Trey? I'm sorry.
No, bro. You're right. You're right. Because one of those, I don't know when we're bringing it up, but we know a company over the weekend just it just happened. But then again, there's nothing you could do.
Yeah, and then I got OTTO on the bill. It says if it goes through Microsoft, it's going to be swinging their fists in the air like Cuba Gooding Jr. did in Boys in the Hood after the police scene, and the
Yes,
tears
sir.
rolling down guys.
Yeah, man. The girl on the couch, she don't know what to do.
Yeah,
Like, man, do I get up? He hit me.
yeah, it's crazy. And the thing on Rouse says, I don't think Microsoft will care one way or the other. I got to go back and see what SpaceX interests. Yeah, I think for us,
Yeah,
I think we talked about too the interest that SpaceX has, and this is really kind of turning them from what they are right now to really a rocket company and an AI company specifically. They're looking to get into that space. So
because
Microsoft probably has other things that might be like, okay, we got GitHub, and GitHub could probably do what we needed to do versus what Cursor could do.
I
But
mean,
go ahead.
I think, yeah, I think it could go. It's if it goes through. I mean, it's gonna be on somebody's mind at the company at Microsoft. That's for sure. I mean, it's gonna live rent free in somebody's mind that, man, we probably should have did something with this, But at the end of the day, when you get that big, like the Microsofts of the world, or any of just input a name, there are companies that you just miss and you pass on, and you just gotta chalk it up as, hey, that's one of the ones we that got away. That's one of those big whales that just got away, and you just put it on the wall in a frame with all the other ones, and you keep pushing forward. But as far as um, SpaceX, like you said, I think, if I'm not mistaken, when you start switching lanes into tech company, or whatever AI company, then the numbers jump astronomically, right? There's certain industries where, okay, when you get ready to sell or IPO or whatever, yeah, we'll give you, 3 or 5x whatever you're bringing in a year. Then you start getting into the tech industry, and that number goes to like, oh, 7, 12, 15x. So there are reasons
Yeah,
to add on that arm and kind of switch over that, what is it, Nix code, or whatever you call it, um, to a tech company and stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll see. You never know what these guys have up their sleeves.
I'm laughing at Tech Coach Ralph because we are going to talk about that topic. He said at least going to the airport will be safer. Uh, we're gonna touch on that just in a few. But also, Tech Coach Ralph says might not be an overhead they want to deal with, and probably the parameters of the deal would be more management.
Mm,
And that's true. Sometimes when it comes to is there a managed service provision with the customer? Sometimes it might be like,
hmm.
hey, we actually provide the tool, but you're gonna need to get the manpower in order to get it done. We don't have any managed service providers to help you make the best bang out of your buck for this purchase. So that's another thing
Yeah.
too. There's a lot of stipulations that we don't know about. But I wanted to quickly kind of jump this in real quickly, Trey and audience, because I was like, okay, what's the difference between GitHub and Cursor AI that would probably provoke a change? Really quick search. So go ahead. I mean, this is according to different areas like Vibe Coding Academy and also Tech Solutions. Basically saying that GitHub Copilot is like an extension that adds AI to your existing editor, while Cursor AI is a standalone code editor built from the ground up for an AI native development. So that's a big difference there. And in
Hmm.
regards to integration, GitHub Copilot integrates with various IDEs, while Cursor AI requires to use of a specific editor, right? Because it's built into the editor's core by bypassing extension API bottlenecks and offering features like shadow workplace and a few other things. Now, the thing that stuck out to me the most, there's other things that kind of separate it, but also the AI model flexibility. Now, Cursor, it allows switching between different models. Like you go to Claude, Sonnet, or GPT 4.0, or even Gemini. But GitHub, excuse me, the Copilot, it primarily uses OpenAI models, though it has recently
God,
expanded to include limited support for Claude. So you get a little bit more, even though it's a little bit restricted in regards to the editor that you use with Cursor, you get a little more access to the other models as well to help with the vibe coding.
which is huge for certain people. Like, I know certain people, they take that serious. Like, no, this is what I use. I don't want to use anything else. So
And that's an
that's a
interesting
big
point.
selling point.
Yeah, and TechCode Rob made an interesting point too. He said semi ground up because Cursor was built on VS Code, which Microsoft built and or owns, which is another reason why it's interesting that Cursor and Microsoft, there's something
Couldn't
else
get it
there that
done.
they're not saying eye on. So that is very interesting, and time will tell. These are one of those things that I realize that in business, just a lot of gambles.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like a lot of there's a lot of gambling going on. Really, it's a big old just Las Vegas just amplified
hey,
because
this is tech Vegas.
I mean, the stock market, everything's a big old gamble because you really don't know. There's some things you can make a kind of okay bet on, but you really don't know because things could happen in policies. Things could happen in regards to, as we are seeing with wars and other stuff that can affect businesses completely. Those that were struggling, all of a sudden they found out they're like the sea. There's oasis there. You know what I mean? And I'll give you one, not to go too political, but I'll give you one example. So, with the whole situation regarding this, the war right now in Iran, everything like that, a lot of oil has gone up. Granted, everywhere, right?
Oh yeah.
Man, me to fill what used to fill up my tank is like half a tank now. Literally, it's like that hurts. I'm not. I'll still pay the same.
I don't even look at it. I don't even look at it, bro.
It's like I see.
Put the thing in there and then just get right back in the car and just face forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Let the tear drop
fall where they may.
While I'm looking in the rearview mirror, man. That's it. And then just sit there.
Yeah.
And then get back out, put it back in, and just I don't even look at it because you
listen.
You look at it, it's gonna make you mad.
If you know the price for gas in your area, put it in the chat. I just want to see something because right now where I'm at, it's like, man, it's almost $500 across the board. That's how crazy it's getting. $5 across the board, almost.
Oh, for real?
Almost, yeah.
Well, I'm in Texas. It's 3 something. I don't know what it is. It's 3 something though.
I would cry for 3 something again. I would
for real.
Lord, bring me back to 3 something again. No, yeah.
Yeah, see, we were at 2 something, so
yeah, that's how it was like that. Probably I would say March, like maybe if I go to like Costco gas, $2.99, something like that.
Yeah.
I still get my 90. Unfortunately, I got stuck to my 93. But 93 so my price is always up. My price is always up. I appreciate you. Always 8782. I wanted to stop real quickly and say thank you for this note. It's always encouraging to hear people say that we're doing something right. So appreciate you for
appreciate you always.
Always, always appreciate you. Literally. So thank you so much for that. But I think going to that gas price, y'all. Oh, $3.75?
Yeah. See, it's got to be somewhere around there for sure. Man, it's 3 something. I know. I saw the 3 as I pulled in.
I wish. But, I wish. Man, that when I look at that tank, I'm like, did he rob me? Did he take half of the money for himself? Like, this is crazy. Nah, man, it's like 4 something at bare minimum, 465 now, something like that. Yeah, it's Operation Take Takeover says every time I get gas, the saxophone starts playing in the background.
Yeah, man, you gonna hear them saxophones? They get loud, boy. They get loud.
Oh man, Ricky. Yeah, it's the worst.
I be thinking about that on everything now. I'm like, boy, them saxophones playing.
Go to the grocery store. Put up the cash.
It's crazy.
Oh man, the world. But anyway, going back to that story real quickly. So the Iran war, what happened was we've seen a situation where the gas prices are going up. We see the Iran war, everything happening there. There's a little country called Guyana that there was a huge oil discovery, most per capita in the world. And now their price tag in regards to the money that they're getting now because they're in South America, they're not all the way over there. That moved up to from 300, million to like 600 million or something like that. So opportunity, that's what I'm trying to say is basically the opportunity. If you're ready for the opportunity and it comes, you'll pocket it. But then in other cases where we're going to talk about next, real briefly, is then there's also situations where it can completely end you if you're not prepared for the moment. So Operation Take. I said two names at the same time. Techcoach Ralph says also the deal says that Cursor gets access to XAI's Colossus infrastructure to scale up its models training and Microsoft probably didn't have that and want to get into that for them. So that's
Yeah.
another thing too. It's a mutual beneficial deal.
Yeah.
Everybody gets what they want in that situation. So that makes sense. I would put them on another stratosphere.
Yeah, that I mean, that's supercomputers, man, and that's the beauty of being able to partner. Like, I just love the aesthetic of sometimes you can be in an industry, but you can look over. There's another industry that can really work well with you, and
Yeah,
you just if you're able to partner or broker a deal, like it could change the trajectory, right?
yeah,
But
absolutely.
you got to be open to that kind of stuff, and then also got to keep your eyes peeled. You never know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean that's a perfect fit. Hey, we're gonna give you access to AI. We're gonna give you access to a supercomputer.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, the ticker rap says, Trey, you know they get extra taxes in New York for breathing. Well,
Man,
I'm in Jersey, so I mean, I guess if they
it's
cough,
still up there.
you catch a cold. Because it's just like at this point, I'm like, geez, I'm feeling sick. Uh, so I thought Joseph was going to share the connect on gas prices. No, I didn't get. I was going to talk about the fact that even though gas prices are going up, it's affecting us in general, right? They're
Yeah,
now finding another avenue through Guyana that hopefully, I mean, it's a lot of oil to, North America's huge. So it's still not going to necessarily impact the prices completely, but it probably is helping it not go all the way, especially because Miami is probably closer to Guyana. Y'all probably getting most of the oil. That's why your price is so good. You in Texas taking up all that
yeah.
oil.
Oh yeah,
Keeping it nice and
we got
low.
yeah, we got a little bit down here
Yeah.
in Texas, the Lone Star State.
Yeah.
We got a
Y'all
little
got your
bit.
oil. That I mean, and I don't know, y'all. If everything that's happening right now, would that force you to move down south? Let me know in the comment section.
Well,
If you're from the north,
it's forcing some people to move down south. I mean, I was just talking with somebody yesterday, and they was like, "Yeah, I'm
I'm
thinking
out of
about
here.
moving." Yeah, well, they were from Nashville. I'm like, yeah, I mean,
Nashville,
yeah, I'm
that's not
like,
too far
you
away.
can. Well, so wait, I take that back. They just moved from Miami to Nashville, and then now they're thinking about going from Nashville to Dallas.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so they start off in Miami, but and I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, you know, just talking about how Miami is not a real place. Uh,
Oh.
it's just it's a lot of stuff that go on in Miami. It's just like it's not a real place.
Yeah,
But
I hear that. Oh, I'm gonna go back to always 8782. I really appreciate you saying I subscribe to both of your channels, and I love what you do. I just wanted to show some support while I'm catching the show before I leave. Now I appreciate that. If
yeah, that's
y'all
good
if
stuff.
y'all ever just have a moment like what always 8782 did, and just say, hey, you know what? I'm about to go dip. I gotta do some stuff, but I just want to show some appreciation to these guys. Let us know, man. It keeps us motivated to keep on going. So
Oh, for
really,
sure.
it is not taken lightly. It is not taken lightly. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
appreciate you.
y'all, just wanted to remind you this is a call-in show. So go ahead. If you want to call in the show, let us know your thoughts. Go ahead and click that link to call into the show. And then we'll definitely have you here. We'll definitely have you here, and we'd love to talk with you some more about it. But as we're keeping things rolling, this is a very interesting conversation. We might get back to it because I guess a deal, some parts are not not finalized yet. If they are, we'll let you know. But right now, we're gonna just dive into another topic here. But first of all, before we get to that topic, how was your weekend, man? Was your weekend good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a little long though, but
Okay.
what was that? No, it wasn't Friday. Saturday, a lot of my cousins and family we got together for one of my cousins' birthdays, and
Mm,
she wanted to go ride ATVs and stuff, and
yeah.
it's crazy. It was I say a little place. It was a big land place in the middle of the city, and you're just like, yeah, I never knew this was back here, but they had everything, and it had rained a little bit past few days, so it was a little muddy, a lot of places to go and get it done. So it was really fun. I will say that I was a little sore, but it was fun. And then Sunday there was a media event in Dallas that I went to. It was
Nice.
like a mini conference, not really a conference, but it was black women in media, but there were men there as well. And yeah, it was really good. They had a few good panels. Um, Yeah, I mean, people in all different industries, journalists, content creators. The biggest one that they had there was Lex P from the Poor Minds podcast,
Okay.
and probably more. But um, yeah, but I mean, it was really good, really well ran, and that was Sunday. But yeah, it was a good weekend, man. How about yours?
Nice, man. Well, my weekend, it was a lot of just hard work.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had to get the house prep for some construction that needs to be done, and we had to move
Oh
out
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
space a
yeah.
little bit. So that's work. That's work in progress. Is happening. I can't wait to like take a
Get
break
it
from this.
done. Yeah,
Yeah, I need to go on a little vacay after this because I had to stop our vacay at all the vacays to do this. So, but yeah, nonetheless, it was good. Definitely, I appreciated it. And so right now I'm just getting ready for the show. That's why I was like,
yeah,
let me just get ready for the show.
yeah,
But listen, thankfully it was just construction and not me getting stranded. Because unfortunately, if y'all have seen it on the news or if you have experienced yourself, we apologize to let you know that the once herald budget airlines that we all love and is dear and near to our hearts, Spirit Airlines, has officially shut down. If you didn't know, over the weekend on May 2nd, Spirit Airlines officially ceased all operations and began an immediate wind down after last 500 million federal bailout deal from Trump administration collapsed. Despite a prior reconstruction agreement in March, the airline was pushed into liquidation by a sudden surge in fuel prices. What we talked about just now with the prices of gas, this is what happened here. And this was driven by the global tension that everybody's experiencing right now and a
mm-hmm.
refusal from key bondholders to accept the terms of the government rescue package. You're like, nah, we need a little more. So this shutdown was crazy because it resulted in immediate cancellation of flights. So you about to fly out and you're like, wait, my flight's canceled? What? Wait, let me get another flight. Wait, the whole airlines are shut down? That is exactly what happened on Saturday, leaving thousands of passengers stranded and roughly 17,000 jobs in jeopardy, right? While the airline is automatically processing refunds and direct credit card bookings, major carriers like United, Frontier, and others stepped in and said, oh, we'll help out, and offer discounted fares and rescue flights for affected travelers as the company enters its final bankruptcy proceedings. So it's a sad moment for some folks because I mean, like, listen, if you had to get somewhere and now you got to scramble to figure out what's going on, that's not fun for your travels. So yeah, Technical Draft actually says something here. So from my understanding, it's not the war causing U.S. gas prices to rise; it's how gas is priced globally. We don't rely on oil from that part of the world. Okay, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna do a little more digging up on that. Probably should get out of that global pricing as a country. Heck yeah, my pockets are telling me let's do that. I'll vote today to be like, what, why were we there in the first place? Let's go because
Get out of it.
it's not. Listen, if you're in agreement with me, put it in the chat. I want to know who's in agreement with me. I'm like, listen, I am. Listen here, and I'm gonna drop that link again because I know that it was a little bit earlier that I dropped it. I'm gonna drop it one more time because that is. Listen here, if we could fix that situation, I'll be happy, man. I'll be happy, man. Like, because if you think about it, going back to this comment, that affects everything. This global, and I know it's not talk that this is talk that tech. So forgive me if I'm going on a little tangent here, but this affects everything. This affects because the gas affects the prices for food and affects the price for everything because everything needs gas to transport and all the different stuff. Like, listen, it affects a lot of different things. Smart learning for ITG says tech coach Ralph Cursor is the GOAT. Would love to you expound upon that in the comment section. Also, I dropped the link as well. So if you want to share your thoughts, opinions about that, feel free to call in. You don't have to show your face, especially if it warrants or if your baby mama's after you. But you could definitely let us know your thoughts. Must be 18 years or older to join. Tech coach Ralph says, do y'all believe they shut down for fuel prices? No, this was a long time coming. Don't get me wrong.
I was
This
about to
is like
say
the second
no.
bankruptcy and all sorts of stuff. The restructuring, it was a long time coming. However, I think that it was just I think that allegedly it was a straw that broke the camel's back, because I saw in one of the articles that I read, it said that the rising prices for gas did them in. That's what I read, from a couple of my sources. So I could, that's what they are saying,
The
but
one,
the writing was on the wall for a while. Like this they had a lot of things working against them, so that when this time came, they could not handle it. Versus other companies that are still operating and moving, and doing their thing.
I ain't gonna cap. The one I read, like, what was that? Saturday morning, like
Yeah.
when it was happening, they didn't
Hmm.
mention nothing about fuel prices. Not even gonna cap, or unless I missed it. They were saying like direct quotes from the CEO of Spirit.
Hmm.
He said, "Hey, it would have taken us hundreds of millions of dollars that we needed to continue on, and we didn't get it. And they were trying from investors. Obviously, they tried from the government, and all that stuff fell through. And you left holding nothing. And so they had to get up out of there. Now, like you said,
Yeah.
is it a contributing factor? Yes, and probably a big one. But the writing had was been on the wall. You know.
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely just not one area that affected it, but definitely a few things for sure. But listen, I don't want to delay it because we got somebody in the building and he is ready to go. We got Smart Learning for IT. What up, sir? How are you
What's going
feeling?
on?
All right, you are live, Smart Learning. Smart Learning, can you hear us?
Hi,
Hi, how you
I'm
doing?
feeling good. How are you?
Doing
Good.
good, doing good. Glad that you joined the show. Would love to hear your thoughts on anything they're talking about. Can you tell us about Cursor? What are your thoughts on that as well? We'd love to hear from you.
I think the cursor is good. So basically, we listen every time there is a agentic development that has happened in the tech industry, and the
Hmm.
cursor is basically ready with the change in the next day. Every model that launches in the world is available on the cursor on the next day, and
Mm.
everything just works out. So
Mm-mm.
this excites me, and yeah, yeah.
Let me.
I'm
Nice,
not
nice.
sure what to talk, so I'm just speaking that.
No, I appreciate you calling the show and let your opinion. Now, let me ask you this: have you used GitHub or anything else that kind of is like Cursor? What are your thoughts comparing the two? Because Microsoft was choosing GitHub while uh, while we have Elon choosing Cursor. What are your
Mhm.
thoughts on either one of those?
Okay, so uh, basically, I think the cursor and the GitHub Copilot, basically, these are the two separate things. So
Hmm.
earlier, I'm I was basically a GitHub Copilot user, and I used to basically use the autocomplete feature for the bits and pieces of the code that I write. But
Hmm.
as soon as the basically models get advanced, uh, I basically shifted to full agentic coding. I just hand over the task, plan with the cursor, and it implements it end to end.
Mm. Oh, okay, so it's just easier to use altogether versus GitHub or any
Yeah.
other solution. You're saying?
Right. And Copilot also, at one point of time, I'm aware that they, I think, recently have added the support for other models as well. But at one point, they didn't have any option to select the models, and the review quality and the code quality that it generated was not that great, and that created a big delta. So yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
good to know. Uh,
Man, and smart learning, man, where are you calling in from? I just want to know. Like, where are you located?
Okay. So I am from India.
Oh,
mhm.
cool, cool. Man, that's awesome. All
Uh,
the way from India. Appreciate you for hopping on today.
sure. Sure.
All right, thank you.
I'm also honored to just join you. The feed basically suggested me your channel, and I'm in shock that I was just reading the Google News about it, and YouTube suggested me.
Yeah, you know how that works.
The algorithm is working in our favors, as they say. But yes, smart learning. If you have not already, go ahead. I know there's a little bit of a delay because of where we are.
Right.
But go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, you commented already, but go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification so that when we go live, we can always talk with you. I know it's probably like 7:45 at night your time, so I appreciate you uh, taking our call during your like dinner time.
Yeah, and in the comments, they're saying you're right. By the way,
No
just
issues.
wanted
No
to let
issues.
you know. Yeah. All right, man. But if you didn't have anything else, well, we'll go ahead and let you go and let you get back to your evening routine. But we really appreciate you for hopping on and sharing your opinion for sure.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I love talking to you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yes,
You
yes.
too. Bye. All right, that was Smart Learning. Thank you so much, Smart Learning. I appreciate you for coming on to the show and lending your ears. Tech Coach Ralph, we said earlier, he said Smart Learning is right, and I definitely appreciate hearing that experience. And when you use it, that cursor was just easier to use altogether, and just in layman's terms, like it was easier to use, and it just seemed like it's a better solution according to his Smart Learning's experience. So definitely, I appreciate that. Tech Coach Ralph said also about JetBlue. So remember, JetBlue tried to buy Spirit, and the government blocked that deal due to antitrust and competition. Well, that worked out well,
Yeah, man.
practically speaking.
And so that's the thing, dude. And I don't know, man. Sometimes I understand, like, hey, you don't want the antitrust and competition, or maybe you don't want what do they call it when it's like a huge conglomerate and
Mm-hmm.
now they're what is the term? They don't want them to become
A
a
monopoly.
monopoly. Yes, a
Yeah.
monopoly. And so, like, yeah, I understand that side of it, but sometimes can you look at the back, like, can you look at the other side of why
Mm-hmm.
they may be trying to do that deal? Like, hey, we're bleeding money. We are about to go out of here. This
Yeah.
will just help, you know, keep some stuff surviving. Or you never know. Like sometimes, hey, our customers, they're used to these prices. We need, in order to do this deal, we need you to, offer a budget flight plan for, some of our
Mm-hmm.
customers as well. Like stuff like that you can add into the deal and possibly save just save people who were used to flying on those flights and continue to get great service. Because what I didn't know, I don't know if y'all knew this, but the article I read, excuse me, it said that Spirit never had a bad flight as far as going from one place to the other. Now
Yeah.
the action that happened on the flights or before the flights, totally different story.
Yeah.
But the actual plane and getting to and fro, it never had a problem. And at one point, it was
Mm.
like ranked top 3 uh, carriers.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've been doing that thing for a long time, but all good things do come to an end. And unfortunately, this one was really abrupt,
Yeah.
like very, as in, one of my cousins, um, her boyfriend was stuck. I can't remember where he was, like maybe Chicago or something, but um, he was on his way back, was trying to get back here to Texas, and he luckily was actually there with a friend of his. So he just kind of went back to his friend's house till he could try and figure out another flight. But the article I read, it was a lady, she was going to be in a wedding, so
Wow.
she said that, yeah, they're issuing refunds, but all the other flights are like $600. So I'm assuming that was way more than what she, paid for the Spirit one. So she was like, I'm probably not gonna make it. So you look at that and you're like,
Mm.
man, that's tough. It's like, and there were, probably like dozens and dozens of stories just like that.
Yeah. Teco Shroud said it was erupt for people that don't follow the news. Well, I would say erupt in the sense that like you said earlier in this comment, he says the company said everything was fine. Like people were still working, people were still like
Ooh,
traveling. People from Spirit, like the folks at
really?
Spirit.
They said the ticket booths were empty.
Oh, when the
They
people
said there
got
was
there.
nobody there. Yeah, they said it was nobody there.
Oh, I read that people were like, hey, like work when in the middle of working, they got let go. That's
Oh,
what
okay. So
I
maybe
saw.
it must have been because they said it happened Saturday,
Yeah.
and when I was reading the article, it was like 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. So I don't know what time it happened, but it had to be early.
I'm looking at it right now.
But yeah, I mean, while you're looking that up, yeah, it's crazy though that sometimes when when you need that money and you can't get it, hey, we gotta stop everything because they're also looking at the other side of that as well because you have okay, well now we got to issue refunds, but also if you go into work and we got to cut you a check for the hours you work, hey, get out of there. Don't go to don't go to work today. Also, I heard that they were telling people like if you haven't left for your flight yet, don't come.
Oh, okay.
Like don't come. And then also there is a refund spot on the website, so that's the good thing.
Yeah. So let me. So this is what I found real quickly. So there were on Saturday the transition was abrupt for almost about 17,000 employees. Many workers, including flight attendants and gate agents, reportedly learned they were out of a job overnight as they arrived for their morning shifts. So it's kind of like maybe what happened was they found out when they got there and they just went back home. So that's probably
Yeah,
why the
like
gates were empty. And while the majority of the workforce was furloughed immediately, there were for few specific ways work continued briefly during the collapse. So final air crews, I mean, you can't stop flying if you're in the air, about 1,300 crew members that were still in transit or away at stations when the shutdown was triggered. Spirit worked throughout the weekend to get those specific employees back to their home bases. So the last, funny enough, I won't say funny enough, but ironically enough, the very last Spirit flight landed at Dallas Fort Worth International Airport on Saturday,
man,
effectively marking the end of an active duties.
yeah,
So
that's crazy. I
right,
definitely would have had to either go live or I would have had to record like, yo, I was a part of the last Spirit flight ever. Now I would have, hey, flight attendants, get y'all names. We going down in history because I mean they were
hopefully,
around for a long time.
yeah, hopefully so. And then in regards to customer service, that stopped immediately. That actually stopped immediately, which is kind of like tough because if you're like, hey, I want to call somebody and figure out what's going on, you got nobody. That
It
was
was a website. They made a website specifically for this,
yeah.
and or maybe a part of it, and then yeah, that's all they had.
Yeah, and so like what Tech Coach Ralph said is true. The check-in counters were empty when people arrived. Airport staff from other companies simply passing by the abandoned desks. So, and then also relief efforts by the rivals, like we talked about, American, United, Delta, Frontier, all stepping in to help displaced crew members, allowing them to use spare jump seats to return home and everything else
That's what's
um,
up.
for Spirit crew members. You know, and that's one thing about it. Even though they're all kind of like rivals in the sense of like businesses, at the end of the day, they do have agreements for stuff like this. That if things do happen, I can't remember what it's called, but there's like this agreement that they would try to accommodate either customers and or really, I mean, I think the crew staff is a courtesy, but definitely customers for sure.
That's what's up. I mean, could you imagine you standing there, like you on a I don't
And
know Frontier flight, and then standing right next to him is a Spirit flight attendant in their suit,
yeah,
and like, hey, you gonna help me with this?
yeah, like I try to get back home, man. Oh man, I got a couple comments here. I'm gonna go back to check what Ralph said. It was empty on Saturday, but they've been saying it for weeks now that it was coming. They
I ain't
didn't
see.
know the exact date it would happen, which was
Yeah.
tough.
So
Yeah, because if you,
you're probably just gambling.
I mean, who knows? Maybe people booked flights and they're like, yeah, like you said, they're like, let me roll, let me get sixes, like big money, big money, big money. But and then unfortunately this happened, so that could have definitely been the case. Trent Slade said, "QE and Teco Ralph, I need you to come on and translate.
Yeah, I
QEC
don't
isn't
know none
guessing.
of this.
It's a deterministic proof system. Every step becomes a hash-bound receipt. Same input, same mechanical JSON, same hash, same input. I think he's talking about cursor. what we talked about earlier about Cursor and
Oh, okay.
GitHub. Yes, it's
I was
using
like,
Codex and Copilot on GitHub to make it. And so he's probably talking about his experience
I
using
see.
it. So
I was about to say,
definitely,
boy, I'm like, he trying to put a virus on our
no,
on our
no,
screen.
no. He's talking about his experience, using it and encoding. Yeah, no, I think that's definitely would love if somebody who's more technical could come on and share a bit more about that. Take us rough, but we can do that next week for sure. But definitely appreciate you, Trent Slade 83, for commenting, because we want to know the difference, especially from those who are more technically sound, in regards to that particular difference of working within GitHub versus working, or if you have not worked in Cursor, but if you have both experience, that'd be great. And so this is good. When it comes to Operation Tech Takeover, it says they hit them with an Oracle move. An Oracle move. I'm assuming this is like from the Matrix, if I remember my references right. Yeah, Oracle move. That is like shut everything down with the Oracle from the Matrix. I remember that scene. That was
Oh,
like
was it Oracle from the Matrix or Oracle, the actual company?
with an Oracle. Well, I don't know the company that shut down though, but actually,
No, not them
mostly,
shutting down. Not them shutting down, but remember they fired all those people over email. Wasn't that them?
Oh, yeah. This
Well,
one is
Joseph
tough
went
though. Yeah,
Joseph went into the Matrix on them.
I thought you were talking about Oracle, like the Oracle, when the Oracle like could like shut all lights and stuff like that. Anyway, uh, take us routes. I got you, OTTO. All right, so the people email. Yep. So it was confirmed. I'm the only one who is not thinking about the Oracle company. But yeah, so very, very interesting conversation though, for sure. I'm just laughing at myself right now. Do you think the government should have bailed them out? I was going to go back to this one. I think they were trying to, right? When the government just trying to bail them out?
Yeah, he's saying, do you think it should have just happened or not? But yeah, they were trying to, like, they were trying to do a deal and get it done, but hey, stuff falls through. But you got to have the right terms, is what they probably were hung up on. I didn't go into detail on that side of it, so I don't know, but I'm sure when you're dealing with that, and if you can't get a good deal for everybody, then you probably got to part ways. And they probably did. I'll have to look into it a little more to see what was going on with that deal. But yeah, do I think they should have? Like, listen, I mean, I think it's possible you could go both ways, but do they have to? No, they don't have to do anything. So like, because also you got to think about, when you're in business, you don't want to invest in anything. So if you look at it, Spirit had a weak business model per se, as far as with margins.
Yeah.
And you can see that, right? The margins weren't all the way there. So if you're looking at it from that, hey, I'm about to give you, hundreds of millions or whatever, and then we're gonna be in this same position, whatever date or time. It's like, is that good business for the state of the country, that we're in, or whatever? I don't know. I'm just thinking about it like that, right? So you can end up rewarding bad management if you don't do that kind of stuff right? It's almost like you got a cousin that keep coming to you, for all this money, and you just giving them all this money time and time again, and then you look up and you're like, wait a minute, I am fueling your bad habit. Like, we got to fix this. And I don't know. I'm not saying that they had to go out of business, but
Yeah, I want to go back to what you said, Techo Drop too, about JetBlue trying to buy Spirit at one point in time, and then even the Frontier merger. Like honestly, I think that should have been that one of those two things should have probably been the saving grace there. Because if you think about it, like you said, if it is a bad business model, then they could have JetBlue could have bought them out, and then they could forgo that altogether and be like, hey, I mean, we might have a JetBlue budget or whatever, version of it, but we're gonna fine tune it so that it's not like you're not bleeding everywhere, right? Because the whole goal of Spirit was to make sure that it's easier to fly, but you guys got to pay for everything else. You better put on layers on yourself and not have a bag with you if you want to go with Spirit. I think that's the biggest the thing that you know, could have
Yeah.
happened. I think if one of those things happened, then we probably have a different conversation right now.
I think that's a good question though, because these are probably two different sides of the entity looking at it, right? So the same people who are looking at that antitrust and collusion clause are not the same people that are going to write the bailout money, and
Yeah.
so they're both trying to save their positions and their sides of their parts of the business. So, the bigger question is it the goal to save companies or to protect the system?
Hmm.
Huh? Huh?
Save companies and
Huh?
protect the system. I tell you.
That's the bigger question. So, I mean, in this spot, I don't know what they chose, but I mean, technically, it was both of them because they chose to not do the JetBlue deal, and then they didn't say. All right, so I guess they chose to protect the system. I'll put it like that.
And take
Because
Rob makes a good point. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep
because
going.
also on the other side of it, we got to also realize these companies, they get a lot of stuff indirectly from the government as well, right? Like when you're thinking about it, or regulations, infrastructure, uh, other types of bailouts and stuff like this, during COVID. They bailed out airlines during COVID. Like,
Yeah.
so, but like, all I'm saying is you literally have the system, the entity of the United. What is their goal? What do they got going on? So I don't know.
Yeah, and I want to hit this point, a couple more points before we wrap it up here. But the problem with Spirit is that they raise their prices. That is a good point. I forgot about that because back in the day, Spirit used to be real cheap. But if you notice over time, the prices did go up, and you still had to pay extra for a bag, and you still had to pay extra for other things. So maybe
100%.
that's what it was as well. Like, hey, you're not as flexible and free anymore. Might go to somebody else because I am getting good service. In addition to that, no, don't get me wrong. I think they were changing things around. I know some things behind the scenes that they were working on to help with their customer experience. So I wouldn't say they were not trying to fix that, but I mean, moving a ocean liner takes some time, and I don't think they had the time to do all the things that they wanted to do for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go on many, but I've been on their flights and I never had a problem. Like I didn't
mhm.
those viral clips. I was never a part of
Yeah,
any of that. I got
yeah,
to and fro.
and
Easy
I had a
peasy.
good customer experience as well. It hurts when you have to pay extra for little things here and there, but if you're going
Hmm.
on a short trip, like a 2 hour or whatever, you don't expect like your bus driver or your subway worker to be handing out snacks or whatever for free. So I'm like, I treat it like that. It's like just a get to where you need to go, come back, and it was a good time too. You know, it was a good time as well. And also, this was an interesting point too. Nobody ever defined how it was antitrust violation when JetBlue isn't even a leading airline. It's not a
So
leading
that's what
airline.
I thought about. But I don't know the inner workings, but that's what I thought about as well. I'm like, they're not even that. They're not the biggest.
Yeah, it's not like AAA, United, or Delta, which are definitely up there. So that's a good point as well.
American Airlines. Shout out to them.
Yeah, double A, American Airlines. Been here around for a long time, so it's definitely not one of those three, at least in the U.S. So, but shout out to Spirit Airlines. I definitely try to fight the good fight.
RIP.
Um, RIP. And definitely I appreciate everybody for sharing their thoughts on it. Yeah, apparently it's still not profitable. Yeah, that's why we're here today because of it improbable. But I understand the vision and I understand the mission, and that's one thing I wanted to kind of highlight today is that sometimes you never know when. I mean, the writing was on the wall. We all understand that, but you never know like when things will change, right? Be prepared for it. Final question: was Spirit Airlines the airplane airline for the Soul Plane movie? I don't I don't know. It was the inspiration for it. Was Spirit Airlines even around when Soul Plane was around? And
Yeah.
if it was, then that's funny because they call it Soul
I
Plane instead
feel
of
like
Spirit.
I feel like I can't remember. I feel like the article I read, it said it was like 30 years or something, right? I don't even know. Let me see. because I know they have been around for a while, but I don't know the year. Yes. Oh, 62 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Airline was since 992. Since it was started as Charter One in 1983, but
yeah,
officially
but
rebranded to Spirit Airlines in 1992. So it definitely was around when the
yeah,
movie came out.
yeah. So it's possible. I would. I mean, if you look at what I don't know, obviously Soul Plane, their stuff was, it was tricked out. So it was the experience was a little bit
Sean
different on
Wade
Soul
Airlines.
Plane. It was a little bit different.
Spirit had already transitioned to a scheduled jet service and was starting to expand. Obviously, when the movie came out, so interesting. The movie's fictitious name is NWA. No, Sean Wade Airlines. As over the top budget but flashy aesthetic actually mirrored a lot of the real world conversation happening around budget airlines and low cost travel at the time. So could it have inspired it? Probably so. Like a Tootsie Pop, the world may never know. But unless somebody from the company says, yeah, that was definitely because of my experience with Spirit Airlines. But the fact that it's called Soul Plane, pretty Spirit, Soul, pretty close.
Oh yeah.
Tech Coach Rouse said I did a deep dive yesterday.
Yeah. So it was 34 years. I knew it was. I thought I had read 30 something, but yeah, 34 years.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a long time though.
That's a very long time. Well, listen, y'all, we thank you so much for rocking with us on this episode of Talk That Tech. We thank you so much as we went through, talk about the Spirit Airlines situation and everything going on. And then we talked about SpaceX. We didn't talk about the Tech Wire, but I was definitely encourage you to go to securethebadge.com. Again, that's securethebadge.com. So you can check out everything that they have there in regards to the latest and greatest when it comes to different tech events that are in your neck of the woods. So for example, I'm going to just show my screen real quickly before we hop off here. But we got a bunch of different things that are happening. Happened in April. May has a few different things as well as June. So you can get a good view of some events that are coming up if they're in your neck of the woods, whether you're in Dallas, Philadelphia, or if you want to do something virtual. For example, Women in Tech Global has a conference that's virtual. Go ahead and check it out. AI Agent Conference that's happening literally today and tomorrow in New York. I don't know if people want to get in there now, but there's a bunch of different conferences that are happening. You can check it out for yourself and join the community so you can get part of the free giveaway for tickets that they have. It literally pays for itself. So go ahead and check out securethebadge.com. Again, that's securethebadge.com for more. But we want to thank you so much for rocking with us on this episode of Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all next week, baby.
Oh, my bad. I forgot to shout out people. OTTO, thank you so much for rocking with us. Tech Coach Ralph, thank you so much. As always, 8782 as well. Thank you. And then we got Smart Learning who called into the show. Appreciate you so much for doing that. And then Trent Slade, who gave an informal talk about why he believes GitHub is I believe, a good thing. Clarify that next time, please. But when you come back, we'd love to have you on the show. So you can definitely give us a call. But thank you so much for everybody that commented. And like we said, peace and elbow grease. We'll see you next week.